Hey everybody, welcome back. It's another episode of Jake Talks Star Wars, and today we are continuing the march through our Star Wars Rebels series, and today we are picking up with Season 1, Episode 7 of Star Wars Rebels, Out of Darkness. Now, this episode is, I think it's a really neat episode, and it is a Hera and Sabine-centric episode, so we get to see Hera and Sabine kind of go on an adventure and do their thing. So I kind of like that, because we're still in that first half of the season. We're still in that first half of the inaugural season. We're still getting to know and learning about all of the different characters that are in the series, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about these people. So today we're following Sabine and Hera on an adventure. And Sabine really has a chip on her shoulder, right? She really has this chip on her shoulder. She doesn't know enough information. She doesn't know enough. She's part of this group. We learn that she was once a cadet at one of the Imperial Academies, and that the reason she left is because she didn't like just taking orders without answering questions and things of that nature. We know she's a Mandalorian, which at this point, when the show came out, we knew a little bit about Mandalorians from the Clone Wars, but we didn't know as much as we know now. They hadn't been as fleshed out as they are now. But we know she's a Mandalorian. We know she was at the Academy. She doesn't like just following orders. And that's kind of what Hera is requiring of her. So she struggles with that, right? She really struggles with that. And she wants to know more, and Hera says, you're going to know when you need to know, and that's a problem for Sabine. Eventually, they are going to go on this mission together. When they go on this mission to this asteroid to pick up some supplies left by the mysterious Fulcrum, they are going to end up getting stuck on this little planetoid, this little asteroid planetoid thing. They're going to get stuck, and they're going to have to deal with these creatures that are living on this base that are really hostile creatures, and they have to work together to and trust each other to get out of this, right? And then eventually they get help from the rest of the crew. So I really like just kind of how the two of them are coming together in this episode, and learning how Sabine especially is learning to trust these authority figures, learning to trust Hera, even though she doesn't necessarily, it doesn't come naturally to her. So we're starting to see that development in Sabine, which I really enjoy. And I also just enjoy some of the little bits and bobs in this episode. When they kind of cut back to the Ghost, it's the boys' show on the Ghost. It's Kanan and Zeb and Ezra and Chopper all on the Ghost, and Kanan is trying to meditate, right? But Zeb and Ezra are yelling and screaming in the hallway, and I kind of like that dynamic too. We see once Sabine and Hera are out of the picture, things get a little more chaotic, right? And we see how Sabine or Hera are especially Hera is kind of like the moderating influence on the ship, whereas without her, everything kind of goes sideways. Everything kind of gets a little chaotic, goes a little sideways. So I like to see that as well. Back to the asteroid, Sabine is going to use Rhydonium. Right? She's going to use these big canisters of Rhydonium to keep these creatures, these giant, scary cat creature things away. She calls it her oldest and most explosive friend, which, of course, nowadays reminds us of Saw Gerrera and his relationship with Rhydonium in season 2 of Andor. But we'll talk about that later. I don't think Sabine is huffing Rhydonium like Saw does later on, but they are going to use this Rhydonium to find their way and help them escape. So using these super explosive things to keep these creatures at bay. Eventually, the team comes to the rescue, and they are saved, right? But not without a little bit of effort. Things still get a little silly. Things still get a little wonky. But, the team is going to come to the rescue and then still have to be rescued themselves. Like, Ezra, at one point, has to be rescued by Sabine while he's trying to rescue her. It just kind of goes sideways. We learn the ghost has a few new tricks that we didn't see before, which is kind of neat. But ultimately, in this episode, Sabine learns to trust Hera, and Hera learns that she can trust Sabine as well. So we kind of see the two of them working together more and learning to trust each other a little bit more in this episode. Overall, this episode's kind of a filler, right? I don't have a whole lot to say here. I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm kind of drawing things out a little bit. But it's a good episode, but it's, like I say, it's kind of a filler. It does plant a seed for something we're going to use a few episodes down the line. So pay attention to that, because that's going to be important coming up next. But yeah, so right now we're still in the midst of just kind of working through these Rebels episodes. This is a good episode. It's a strong episode. But that's about all I've got to say for it. We're going to move on to episodes 8 and 9. Probably going to do episodes 8 and 9 as a two parts in one big video, because the two of them are kind of integrally linked. So we'll probably do that. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, if you have any comments about the episode, or if you have any questions about the episode or anything in general, let me know in the comments below. Remember, you can also follow me on Threads and on Instagram at Jake Talk Star Wars. And remember to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And have a great day, guys. Thanks for coming by. And remember, take care of each other out there. And as usual, may the Force be with you. Bye-bye.